As government, our role is to do everything that we can to make our society as fair as we possibly can. So OHIP Plus is part of that, raising the minimum wage to $14 an hour this January, and next January to $15 an hour is part of that.
That's Premier Kathleen Wynne on the defensive today about the minimum wage increase that is now in effect. Ontario minimum wage workers can officially begin earning $14 an hour. It's a 21% jump from the previous rate of $11.60. And that number will climb even higher next year with a $15 minimum wage coming into effect on January 1st, 2019. Well, some City News viewers have been writing into us to say that they are not benefiting from this minimum wage increase. In fact, they feel left out because they are currently making around $15 an hour. That's only after many years of service and some raises. So what are you now entitled to? Joining me now to talk about just that is employment lawyer Jason Beho. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so is there any onus on the employer now to top up those employees that are at the $14 an hour mark after years of service?
No, there really isn't. And that's the whole idea, is that this is a minimum wage increase. And so it catches people at the very low edge and catches them up in a way now that really is more and more quickly than I think we've ever seen in this province. I mean, we're talking about going from $11.60 an hour to $14 an hour overnight. As of Jan 1, that's the new minimum floor for employers. You're seeing now people who have been, working hard to achieve the level that they have, only to now see people who are junior to them, newer to the organization, get caught up literally overnight.
So in terms of advice, what do you recommend to that employee that may now want to approach their employer and try to negotiate something higher? Because legally, as you mentioned, they're not entitled to anything, but is there some language or jargon where you're going to ask for more benefits that maybe they may be able to negotiate?
Well, again, it's really up to the employer. It's up to the employer's goodwill, and a lot of it is going to be reliant upon the level of rapport and goodwill that the individual has with their employer, with their supervisors and the like. And certainly this is something that employers have taken into account and have given some thought to in terms of figuring out what do we do about the employee relations issue.
The bottom line in terms of legally, all the power now rests with the employer in terms of what they're able to dole out to the employee.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of employers who wouldn't put it that way at all. I mean, all of the power is in the legislation and in the new ESA, and employers are on the hook for it. To the extent that there is discretion to do anything more for other employees, yes, that is squarely up to the employer. It's entirely at their good graces, and it's entirely based on whatever financial constraints and budgets they have in place. And those financial constraints and budgets are tighter as of Jan 1 this year, and they're only going to get tighter still.
Well, thank you so much for that, Jason. And there you have it, 2018 bound to be a very interesting year for both businesses, big and small. Amanda Ferguson, City News.